Hello everyone. In this video, we will just see some lines, or you can say uh, case. Okay, so we will try to understand if these case uh, are good representative of sample, right? So as a class, determine whether or not the following samples are representative. If they are not, discuss the reasons. Okay. So to find the average GPA of all students in a university, use all honor students at the university as the sample. Okay, so we just can consider, or we just can discuss, right? So there might be master students in this university, maybe PhD students, right? If you see, uh, if you think about them as well, so these, and you're trying to find the average GPA of all students, so this could be a wrong idea to to consider only the honor students, right? This might be a possibility for not being a good sample, right? We're just uh, considering the situations, guys. Number two, to find out the most popular cereal among young people under the age of 10, stand outside a large supermarket. Okay, so if you just stand outside a large supermarket, you can't decide which would be the most popular cereal. Okay, so this is just a silly idea, right? So these can't be a good sampling technique. Okay, this is not a good sample. This sample is not a good representative. Okay, and okay, okay, so this statement hasn't finished yet. uh, for 3 hours and speak to every 20th child under age 10 who enters the supermarket. Okay, so this is not a good idea, guys. To find the average annual income of all adults in the United States, sample US congressmen, create a cluster sample by considering each state as a stratum. By using sample random sampling, select states to be part of the cluster. Okay, let's concentrate again. To find the average annual income of all adults in the United States. Uh, okay, so if we want to find the average annual income of all adults, okay, so we are just taking here US congressmen. So congressman, only congressman uh, is not a good representative, right? Because general people earn very less, or maybe uh, so considering only these people is not a good idea, right? Create a cluster sample by considering each state is a stratum. uh, by using sample random sampling, select states to be part of the cluster, then survey every US congressman in the cluster. Okay, so uh, simple random sampling, select states to be part of the cluster. So this means that all the states won't be considered. Okay, so only few states, only maybe 3 4 maybe 5 10 uh, states should be considered, and among these states we will consider only the congressmen. So this is totally a bullshit idea. So so you can't say this sample is a good representative. Okay, to determine the proportion of people taking public transportation to work, survey 20 people in New York City. Okay, and conduct the survey by sitting in the Central Park on a bench and interviewing every person who sits next to you. So do you think it's a good idea? We want to determine the proportion of people who taking public transportation to work. Okay, so this is not a good idea to sit in the park and uh, decide something, right? So what we could do is just we at least we could select few industries like bank, maybe restaurant, and maybe so many industries. Okay, and we could take like at least 10 15 banks, 10 15 restaurants, 10 15 some other institutions. So, and we could take their data, if they go by bus, or maybe they walk, or maybe they go by bicycle, or everything, anything. So, and then we could decide, and then we could make a, I mean, decision, right? So this is not a good idea. To determine the average cost of 2 day stay in hospital in Massachusetts, survey 100 hospital across the state using simple random sampling. This could be a good idea, because we are taking 100 hospital, 100 hospitals, okay? So, and we just did by simple random sampling. So uh, in a sense, it's a good idea, right? So uh, all kinds of hospital would get the same, I mean, similar chance of being selected. So maybe some hospitals are really expensive, and some are really less expensive. So if you just go to the expensive hospital, so this won't give you the average, and if you go to the less expensive, this won't give you an average, right? So if you take the random sampling, then maybe you will get all kinds of hospitals. So this could be okay. So this is just for our understanding, guys, and this is just to discuss this, to clear our brain, that what kind of situation we can face when we sample, when we take sample, right? So okay, now we are going to take another study. A study is done to determine the average tuition that San Jose State undergraduate students pay per semester. Okay, uh, average tuition that undergraduate student pay per semester. Each student in the following exam sample is asked how much tuition he or she paid for the fall semester. What is the type of sampling in this, in each case, right? Okay. Uh, mm, okay. A sample of 100 undergraduate San Jose State University is taken by organizing students' names by classification: freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, right? And then selecting 25 students from each. So as we are dividing them into 4 sections: a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. Totally, we made 4 groups total, right? So from these 4 groups, we are taking 25. So we are taking from all of the groups. So this is stratified sample, right? A random number generator is used to select a student from the alphabetical listing of all undergraduate students in the fall semester. Random number generator, okay. Starting with the student, every 50th student is chosen until 75 students are included in the sample, okay. Uh, okay, so these we are using random number generator, and then we took every 50th students, right? So this is a systematic sample, you can say, okay. A completely random method is used to select 75 students. Each undergraduate student in the fall semester has the same probability of being chosen at any stage of the sampling process, okay. So these, according to our discussion, this is simple random sample, okay. uh, if you don't understand what is simple random sample or systematic sample, you just can watch the previous video, and you can understand this again, right? We need to be used to these terms, guys, and because we will need them, okay. uh, the freshman, sophomore, junior, senior years are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively. A random number generator is used to pick 2 of those years. All students in those 2 years are in the sample, right? So Okay, so what actually it does, uh, so we just pick two of those years. Okay, so freshman, sophomores, juniors, junior, senior, from four four groups. We're taking from two groups. Okay, so all the students of our sample is coming from these two groups. So this is a cluster sample, right? According to what we've discussed in the previous video. Okay, an administrative assistant is asked to stand in front of the library one Wednesday and to ask the first 100 undergraduate students he encounters what they paid for tuition in fall semester. Those 100 students are the sample. So this is convenient sampling because this administrative assistant is just was in front of a library. So this is not a good sampling technique, right? So it's convenient sampling. So okay, so try to think these guys. I will try to give you some more case, and I want to talk something else about the sampling. Sampling is never be I mean never be 100% accurate, right? if if two of the students or two of you take sample uh, from a college, and uh, two of your data will want to be the same, and your result may be different, but the that different result, none of you would be wrong. Okay, so according to your survey, you're fine, or your survey will be okay, and according to someone else's survey, you would be okay too. Okay, so it depends on each person's technique. Okay, so how they take sample, maybe you're using stratified sample and he's using cluster sample, and even if you both of you follow the same technique, your data won't be the same. Okay, so this is why any statistics result uh, could be different, but it depends on you when you examine the result, and when you consider all the cases, all the you know the criteria, you need to decide if the statistic was right for you. Okay,